I'm recording this video as an invitation for you to join me this summer as I come back to the mainland and do a series of weekend experiences I'm calling the Chiron initiation. So I want to answer some questions. Why Chiron? What does Chiron have to do with initiation? And why am I doing workshops around initiation? And why now? So to go into this, we are in a very critical turning point this summer in human consciousness, and as these roosters in the background are saying, it is a call to wake up. And the signs of Virgo and Pisces have to do with initiation. Virgo, being the 6th sign in the zodiac, has to do with the initiation of the self. Aries through Virgo is the full development and evolution of our own subjective inner reality. And from Virgo to Libra is the transition of the personal self to a social being. So we are initiated into the group, into society, into humanity through this sign of the transition of Virgo into Libra, where right now the planet Saturn is occupying that degree of 0 degrees of Libra this summer. Opposite that is Pisces. And Pisces then, after we go Libra, Scorpio, all the way through the other 6 signs of the zodiac, and we are completely socialized, we are then initiated into a spiritual reality, a spiritual awakening. And at this point, this summer, at the very time of these workshops, which I've chosen, is Jupiter and Uranus conjoined at 0 degrees of Aries, right at the cusp of Pisces and Aries. So we have this opposition, right occurring at the tail end of Virgo Pisces, moving into Aries Libra. And this is a planetary initiation of mankind, humankind, into a new level, a new state of awareness, a new state of being. What is this about? Well, and what is initiation about? Initiation has occurred through, through indigenous peoples through millennium. Yes? It is a process wherein, and you can look at it as a graduation from grade school, a graduation from high school. There can be initiation into a fraternity. That's probably the most popular these days. Initiation into puberty, initiation into manhood, initiation into motherhood, initiation into marriage. We have all of these initiations. And they are what? It is a process wherein we consciously go beyond our current self, our current understanding, the limited box or envelope that we have been existing within, with beliefs, with our conditioning, with our identity. And we go through this death, we go through this process of release, of letting go, of surrendering that old belief system, that old self, that old way of life, that old ignorance, that old naivety, that old innocence, and we are initiated into a greater awareness. And as a planet, we will be undergoing this in many different ways, physically, planetary-wise, social-wise, government-wise, monetary-wise, religious institutions. I mean, we're going to see a huge transition between now and 2012, but it is really begun. It is beginning at this time. So this initiation is really brought about not through the external so much as the potential, the possibility of us as individuals bringing about, participating within the dance of life. This is how astrology helps us to tune in so beautifully to the cosmic rhythm and the cosmic dance of what is happening, and to dance with the gods and the goddesses, to be one with our natural, infinite self that is having a human experience. So, what does this have to do with Chiron? Well, Chiron was discovered in 1977. It's one of the more recent, recently observed. The more recent an object is discovered, it says that it is a new element, a new aspect of humanity, aspect of our collective unconscious that is now emerging into consciousness. So, very briefly, Chiron was born of time and space, born of Kronos and Phyra. Yeah, Kronos is god of time. Phyra, the ocean, the water nymph, has to do with space. Yeah, it is the very essence, the very representation of our infinite self being born into a third-dimensional, egoic time-space continuum, polarized, dualistic reality. Chiron was taught by Apollo this solar system. Apollo was wise and taught him everything about anything that could be learned in this dimension, in this solar system. He mastered it. And then he was a teacher. All the Greek heroes, right? Hercules, Achilles, Jason, all the Greek heroes were taught by Chiron. And they were taught everything, not just how to fight. So he was at the top. He was at the top. He knew he reached the climax, okay, the top of as much as you can know. He knew. And he taught and he shared, and it was Hercules, his own student, who wounded him with a poison arrow. Being the offspring of the god Kronos, he could not die. He was immortal, yet he could not heal his wound. With all of his egoic knowledge, with all of his third-dimensional awareness, with everything that this solar system contained, did not have a solution to his pain, to his problem. And what is pain? Pain is the experience of our separation from our infinite, ultimate, immortal spiritual self, source, creator. We all have pain, and pain is our teacher. And Chiron had pain. It was unbearable pain. He could not die. He begged to be released from his pain. He begged to die. So he surrendered his immortality. This is so symbolic of the need for us to surrender our ego, to surrender everything we know, everything we have mastered, everything that we consider ourselves to be as separate. As soon as you have your shit together, you have to give it up. And so he did. He took the place of Prometheus on the rock. We're going to go into that whole symbology and the significance of that. But he finally was allowed to die. He descended into Hades, into hell, into the realm of Pluto. And we'll discuss the underworld and Pluto for 9 days. Before Zeus, he was resurrected and thrown up into the constellation of the Centaur, to be immortal again, timeless, with us today as we look out at the night sky. Chiron is with us. We can see that essence. And what is a constellation? A constellation is not within our solar system. He moved from Apollo, our solar system consciousness, to galactic consciousness. A constellation exists within our galaxy. The stars of these constellations are within the Milky Way galaxy. So this is all so symbolic of our ability to be initiated, to resurrect ourselves out of this third dimensional consciousness into galactic consciousness.